Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jenny, otherwise I go by Jen Oz or Jen Oz Fit on Instagram. I kind of wanted to do a part 2 follow-up to the last video I posted about what not to say to people with eating disorders, because I feel like it did get a lot of attention for making sense to people who do have them. So I kind of wanted to go more in depth just to show kind of my journey through my recovery and how I was able to do that. So I wrote down some things here. So I'm just going to kind of go through them. So the first one that I have was thinking I was a failure. I remember when I was diagnosed with anorexia, I walked out of the office with my mom and I couldn't get the thought out of my head that I let my entire family down or I was a complete failure because of a label put on yourself. I didn't ask for this. You didn't ask to have that disorder or that illness. So it's not something to think that you are a failure. You're not failing anyone. The only way you really will be failing is if you give in to your eating disorder, if you give in to the mind that is trying to control you, because it's not you. It's like you're here and your eating disorder is here and it's trying to attack you in a way. And knowing that you're not failing, you're actually being extremely strong because you have something that is literally wrapped around your head. So do not think that you're a failure, because you're not. I know that I thought that for so long, and I couldn't have been more wrong, because my parents were not looking at me that way. My friends were not looking at me that way. They knew that I was struggling. They didn't think that I was a failure. So number one, get that out of your head, because you're not failing anyone. Second thing I wrote down here was never thinking it would get better. There were days when I would think that I was never going to escape those thoughts, or those thoughts were literally going to be in my head for the rest of my life. I thought that every time I ever looked at a piece of food, I would be extremely scared and cry. I thought that anytime that I would eat something, I would immediately put on weight. I thought that I was going to get fat from even looking at food. I thought that I would never be able to go a day without thinking badly of myself or thinking badly of food or just constantly worrying about food. I literally thought that that was going to be the rest of my life and that was it, end of story. But I'm here to tell you, I don't deal with any of those thoughts anymore. I don't have a single thought like that. And I am the type of person, I have anxiety, so I worry about everything, and my thoughts were constantly just thought after thought, and I never thought that that would go away or end, and it did. It went completely away. It took a while, but it is completely gone. I don't constantly worry about food or look at food in a bad way. I've built up a healthy relationship with it, so it is possible. You're not, I know you are probably thinking that it's not going to change or it's not going to get any better, but it is. I thought the exact same way, so I'm here to tell you I've went through that whole thing and it does get better. So that's another thing, that no one understood me and that everyone was against me. I thought the people that were trying to help me and push food upon me and push recovery upon me were against me, thinking that I was a bad person for not listening to them or being the outcast. I thought that since I was different from everyone else, that I was the bad guy. I was the one that needed help. Obviously I needed help, but I was the one that needed to change, and I felt like I was ganged up on, but no one was ganging up on me. It's just a thought that was in my head. So no one's against you. It's just hard for other people that don't understand the mind behind it to help. So I know it's really hard to think that someone's trying to help you when you just want them to go away and leave you alone, but they don't know what else to do. It's them trying to be there for you and just not understanding it. So try and take it with a grain of salt and not think that people are trying to attack you, because they're not. Another thing that I wrote in caps was the scale, and that was it, because the scale is an extremely scary thing when you are dealing with an eating disorder. I know, because I went through 4 of them because my parents would hide them from me. So they would take the scale away from me because they knew that I would run to it after meals, or when they would leave the house, I would sit there and weigh myself every other hour or something. It was insane thinking that my weight, or that the number on the scale was literally going to define my day or the next 5 minutes of my day. The scale is going to fluctuate no matter what. I shouldn't have expected for the weight to drop as the days went on, because number one, you probably have water in you, so water is going to make the scale go up. Different times of the day, if you're more tired or sore, it's going to go up. If you just ate, maybe even, I know that I would run to the scale after I ate meals or would eat a snack or anything. I would automatically think, holy shit, those pretzels just made me gain like 10 pounds. So I'd run to the scale, and obviously it went up like a tiny bit, but that's literally just because I ate. It's not because it means that you gain fat. Another thing that I wrote down was seeing how food is not bad. One of my main doctors that I went to, she was amazing, and she also was very in shape, and I would listen to her because I saw what she was eating and it wasn't affecting her body. So she would talk about how she would have to eat like something to drink, like a smoothie or something. And obviously I was freaking out. I'm like, how the hell is she drinking that right now? Like, I could never do that. But it goes to show that she's eating out. She's eating all these meals and all these different treats and snacks throughout the day, and she's fine. So kind of looking up to someone and seeing that it is possible to eat those things and not automatically just gain fat, because that's literally not possible. Like, being able to see others eat and know that it's not directly affecting their body. Like, she didn't just sit there and gain 5 pounds while she drank that smoothie, because she knows that it's not true, and she knows that she can't do that. Her body's not going to just automatically put on the weight. And obviously she knows her crap. She went through med school and all those things, so she knows the human body. So listening to her talk about how those things that she would drink or she would eat would not affect her, I knew that it's someone I could look up to and strive to be like, because she knows her crap, so I'm going to trust her. So it's all about finding someone that you do trust in your recovery process. It's hard to find and connect with a doctor. I know that I went through my first doctor real quick because I did not like him. Bless his soul, but I didn't connect with him. So, another thing I wrote down was control issues. This one was huge. This is a huge part in recovery. It's a huge thing that makes up an eating disorder. So another reason too with an eating disorder is that what makes you feel sane is having control and having the control of food and what you're putting into your body. I know that was something that was huge with my recovery. Anything that I could control, like what I was going to eat and how much I was going to eat and what time I was going to eat, I wanted to know. I wanted to know exactly what it was, exactly what time it was. And that was something that happened in recovery, was they would take away my control slowly, and it ticked me off. I was so mean about it. So I'm sorry, Mom, Dad. But taking away those like meals where I wouldn't be allowed to know I was having for dinner. And then the next week I wouldn't know what snack I was having. They would just have to give it to me and I would have to eat it. And I went insane. But if I didn't follow through with those things and have that extra push from my family to just do it, then I would not have recovered. I know that it's really hard to let the control go, but as it goes on, it gets easier. You just need to understand that it's helping you. You think that the control behind it and them taking away your control from food, away your control of meals and snacks, you think that they're against you and that they're saying, haha, I'm gonna make her fat now, I'm gonna make her gain weight. Like, no, they're not. Your family's not mean, your doctor's not mean, they're not trying to go against you. They're trying to be there for you, but it's hard for them when you are being so damn stubborn, because I was really stubborn and mean. But seriously, the control issues is literally what is going to save you. You need to be able to give up that control. Not saying you need to fully let go and have them take over your entire diet, but along the recovery process, you need to be able to give bits and pieces of control away in order to make up the big picture of not having your mind control your entire day. So The control thing that you have going on needs to change. I know it's really hard and it's easier said than done, but it's something that will benefit you in the long. Another thing that really helped me was finding the gym, aka bodybuilding, body prep. So I'm huge into lifting and fueling your body properly. It took me a long time to get there, but as soon as my friends showed me the gym when I was in recovery and I started lifting weights, I started to understand that my body likes to be strong. I don't like to feel weak. I don't want to be run down from running on literally no food at all, from starving myself. And obviously I couldn't put starving myself and wanting to be strong in the same category because it's complete opposites. You need to fuel your body if you want to be strong and gain muscle. So not saying that you need to sit here and overeat and then go work out and lift weights. It's slowly understanding that your body needs the fuel, it needs the calories. A gram of fat does not mean a gram of fat on your body. Fat is something that's going to fuel you and help your brain function. Your brain function is huge in recovery. I know as soon as I started gaining weight, I started to come back to my senses. I started to be a little bit more normal as I can be. But as soon as you start to put on that weight, it's not going to be all fat. You're not just going to be a blob of fat. It's going to be something that helps you recover. It's going to be something that helps you recover fully is when you put on that weight that your body needs to be at, a reasonable amount of weight, then your brain will start being normal again. Start worrying less. You'll start feeling out of control, but like having control. I know that you like want to have all this control, but then in the bigger scheme of things, you're like freaking out because you don't know what you're doing. Your mind will start working like it should be as soon as you put on the weight necessary. The gym was something that literally saved me and changed my life. It's what I do now. What I love. It's like my passion. I could talk for hours about it, but I won't right now. Is to get your body moving. You don't need to burn a shit ton of calories because it's obviously going against your recovery process. You need to understand there's a difference between wanting to work out and forcing yourself to work out. I know that when you eat a lot of food, you probably feel like, oh my God, I need to go to the gym right now and burn off all these calories. Don't do that. It's not going to help you. Go into the gym because you want to go into the gym, because your mind, not your eating disorder's mind, wants to work out. And working out shouldn't be a chore or something that you don't like to do. It should be a way for you to kind of get away from the world and get away from your mind and just go in there and become a strong person. So I hope some of these things helped you. If they did, please reach out to me and I can help you further if you need or would like. I'm always open to talking about it because it is something that I never thought I could overcome or ever talk about. So I just want to reassure people that are struggling that it's not always going to be like that. So that's all I have for you. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. And then I'll see you in the next video.